Welcome to the Deep Dive into Finance channel, where we simplify complex financial concepts for you. Today, we're going to delve into the world of profit margins. Now, you might be asking yourself, what exactly is a profit margin? Well, think of it as a financial compass, guiding businesses and investors through the murky waters of financial decision-making. It's a tool that helps us measure a company's profitability and operational efficiency. But don't worry, we're not just going to throw jargon at you. We're going to break it down in a way that's easy to understand and practical to use. Whether you're a business owner trying to maximize your profits or an investor looking for your next big venture, understanding profit margins is an invaluable tool in your financial toolkit. Stay tuned as we peel back the layers of this financial metric and discover why it's crucial to businesses and investors alike. Diving right in, you may wonder, what exactly is a profit margin? Well, dear listeners, imagine profit margin as a financial compass. It guides investors and business owners alike, pointing them towards a company's profitability and financial health. Now, let's break it down a bit more. Profit margin is a critical ratio in finance, expressed as a percentage. It paints a picture of how efficiently a company converts its revenue, the top-line income from sales of goods or services, into net profit, which is what remains after subtracting all the business expenses. Calculating the profit margin might seem like a daunting task, but it's actually quite simple. All it takes is dividing the net profit by the revenue and then multiplying the result by 100. This gives you a percentage that represents the profit margin. For instance, if a company makes a net profit of $50,000 on revenue of $200,000, the profit margin would be 25%. This means that for every dollar of revenue, the company is able to keep 25 cents as profit after accounting for all expenses. Understanding the profit margin is crucial in assessing a company's financial health. A high profit margin indicates that a company is more efficient at converting revenue into actual profit. It suggests that the company has better control over its costs compared to its competitors. On the other hand, a low profit margin could signal trouble. It might hint at high costs, low sales, or other issues chewing into the company's profits. Of course, it's essential to consider other factors and the industry average as well, since what might be a low margin in one industry could be considered high in another. In essence, a higher profit margin indicates a more profitable company that has better control over its costs compared to its competitors. So, the next time you're evaluating a company's financial health, remember to check the profit margin. It could provide a valuable insight into the company's efficiency and profitability. Now, did you know that there are different types of profit margins? Yes, the world of finance is not just about one, but multiple profit margins. Let's dive into three main types that provide different perspectives on a company's profitability. First up is the gross profit margin. Picture this as a measure of how efficiently a company uses its raw materials and labor to produce and sell products profitably. It's calculated by deducting the cost of goods sold from revenue, then dividing that by revenue. The result gives you insight into a company's financial health without accounting for other costs like taxes or interest. Up next is the operating profit margin. This one takes a step further, incorporating operational costs like rent, utilities, and wages into the equation. It's simply operating income divided by revenue. This margin reflects the percentage of revenue left after paying variable costs associated with production. It's a great indicator of how well a company is managing its operating costs and generating profit. Finally, we have the net profit margin. This is the granddaddy of them all. It takes into account all costs, including taxes and interest. So it's net income divided by revenue. This margin tells you how much a company actually earns per dollar of sales after all expenses have been paid. A high net profit margin indicates a company is more efficient at converting sales into actual profit. Each of these profit margins serves a specific purpose and offers a unique view of a company's performance. Gross profit margin can indicate how well a company is managing its production costs. Operating profit margin can reveal how efficiently a company is controlling its overhead, and the net profit margin can provide a broad view of a company's overall profitability. So, whether you're an investor, a business owner, or just a finance enthusiast, understanding these different profit margins can give you a more comprehensive view of a company's financial performance. Remember, the devil is in the details, and these profit margins are those critical details you don't want to overlook. You might think, great, but why should I, as an investor, care about profit margins? Well, let's dive into that. Profit margin is a key factor for investors because it provides a clear picture of a company's profitability. It's not just about how much a company earns, but how efficiently it turns revenue into profit. A high profit margin indicates a highly efficient company, one that's adept at managing its costs and maximizing its profits. Imagine you're considering investing in two companies within the same industry. On the surface, they seem very similar, but one has a profit margin of 15%, while the other has a margin of just 5%. Even though they may have similar revenue, the company with the higher profit margin is clearly doing a better job at converting that revenue into profit. This could be due to superior management, better control of costs, or a more appealing product or service. This is where profit margin can be a game changer. It allows you to compare companies on an even playing field, regardless of their size or the volume of their sales. It's like being able to see under the hood of a car before you buy it. You wouldn't want to invest in a company that looks good on the outside, but is riddled with inefficiencies on the inside, would you? Moreover, the profit margin can also give you insights into the company's potential for future growth. A company with a high profit margin has more capital to reinvest in its business, fostering innovation, expansion, and ultimately, higher returns for investors. Lastly, the profit margin can also be a helpful indicator of a company's resilience in tough economic times. Companies with high profit margins have a buffer against fluctuations in revenue, which can be particularly valuable during periods of economic uncertainty. Profit margin, therefore, becomes a vital tool in your investor toolkit. It helps you make informed decisions about where to put your money, enabling you to choose companies that are not just making money, but making it efficiently and sustainably. So how can a company improve its profit margin? Well, there are several strategies that businesses can adopt. Let's dive into them, shall we? Firstly, cost reduction. It is one of the most direct ways to improve profit margin. A business can reduce costs by optimizing operations, cutting unnecessary expenses, or renegotiating supplier contracts. It's about making the most out of every dollar spent. However, it's crucial to ensure that cost reductions do not compromise the quality of products or services. The last thing a business would want is to lose its competitive edge in the pursuit of cost cutting. Next, price adjustments. This strategy involves increasing the price of products or services. It's a delicate balancing act, though. While higher prices can lead to higher profit margins, they can also deter customers if not handled correctly. The key is to understand the customer's perception of value. If customers perceive that the product or service delivers value worth the price, they would be willing to pay. Efficient operational practices, the third strategy, is all about improving the way a business operates. This could involve streamlining processes, adopting new technologies, or even retraining staff. The goal is to increase productivity and efficiency, which in turn can lead to improved profit margins. Another approach is to diversify the product or service offering. By introducing new, higher-margin products or services, a business can boost its overall profit margin. This strategy often involves market research to identify new opportunities and customer needs. Lastly, there's the strategy of targeting higher-margin customers. By understanding who the high-margin customers are, a business can focus its marketing and sales efforts on these profitable segments. It's all about getting the biggest bang for your marketing buck. So there you have it, a handful of strategies to improve profit margins. It's worth noting that these strategies are not mutually exclusive. In fact, the most successful businesses often employ a combination of these strategies. Improving profit margins is a strategic task and requires careful planning and execution. And with these strategies in your arsenal, you're well on your way to improving your business's bottom line. As we wrap up our deep dive into profit margins, let's take a moment to revisit the key points. We've learned that profit margin is a crucial financial metric, a percentage that shows how much of each dollar of revenue a company keeps as profit. We've explored the different types of profit margins, gross, operating, and net, each providing insight into different aspects of a company's financial health. We've seen how profit margin plays a pivotal role in investing, helping investors gauge the profitability and efficiency of a company and guiding informed investment decisions. And we've discussed how a company can improve its profit margin through measures like cost control, price optimization, and operational efficiency. In essence, profit margin is a powerful tool in the financial and investing world, offering a clear snapshot of a company's profitability. Remember, Understanding profit margins is a key step in making sound financial and investment decisions. Thanks for joining us on this financial deep dive. Catch you in the next one.